What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammer Down Motorsports. Today we have a little bit of snow here in Pennsylvania, and we do have the kids in the back. We're headed off to school and then over to the dealership to see if we can figure out what the clunk in this truck is. What do you think, girls?
Good. Good.
I hope it's good too. And we're off. So, on our probably 5th attempt to get video evidence of this clunk, let's see what we got here. And of course, doesn't want to do it. That's just my luck. And for all of you out there that have the same problem, yeah, we're gonna try to figure this out eventually. But it doesn't look good today. Don't know why. It is cold enough, it should do it. So what do you think of the snow, girls?
Really cool. Really flowery.
Flowery? The snow is flowery? I think it's kind of the opposite.
It's snowy.
All right, so I did it a couple of times, like not as apparent as it's been before, but like you can definitely hear it was there, just kind of as I was slightly turning to the left and going over a bump. You just get a little kind of clunk in the floor. And it doesn't really do it at highway speed. If you kind of put the wheel side for side, you don't really feel anything. It's just really kind of when you're going slower, and even on the back roads going about 45, I've found that it does it. But it doesn't do it all the time, which is the hardest part, because trying to prove it to the dealership, if they don't hear it, is going to be tricky. But hopefully we take it there and we get lucky and the guy knows what he's talking about, and maybe he's encountered this before and knows what to look for. And while we're there, I think I might get my first oil change done. At this dealer, it is free for your first oil change. We're only at $22.25, but I think just to get that first one out of the way, if there is anything in there, just to kind of get that cleaned out, get some fresh oil in it, isn't gonna hurt. So for all you Scotty Kilmer fans out there, well, the Dodge that he had on his channel that had all those problems, those are all maintenance related. So it could have been a Ford F-150, a Toyota, it didn't matter. If you don't change your battery and you just run on a low battery, you're gonna take out alternators and starters. That's just the way it works, because it burns them out. And if you don't change your oil, well, your engine's gonna have problems. It's just the way it is. If you run garbage fuel, you're gonna have fuel system problems. That's how it happens. And now we wait for the courtesy car. See what we get. So we go from the 2019 Ram Rebel to, at least it's white, a Jeep Cherokee. All right, we got some nice cloth seats. There's some copyright infringement. And it's not turning it off. But we do have a heated wheel and a heated seat. I'm not entirely sure how to turn them off just yet, but I guess we shall figure it out. And we're off. Listen to that 4-cylinder go. Get to highway speed, and it makes it there just in time. All right, so just before I spontaneously combusted on this heated seat, I was able to figure it out. There is a little climate button on the radio, and then it's touchscreen to turn it off. So yeah, it gets pretty warm. Over here we got a Duramax. Looks like it was puffing some pretty good blue smoke. That thing doesn't even look that old. Denali HD, complete with the blue smoke cloud. So first snow of the year, always nice to be able to see a little bit of snow on the trees and kind of get into that Christmas spirit. One thing that never grew on me was the front end on these, and I'm really glad they changed them in the newer models. But really, this looked good to the designer? I don't know. Drop in the comments, what do you think of these things? So while we do have the courtesy car Jeep Cherokee, we might as well check it out real quick. Does not have a power lift gate, which I'm definitely not used to, but you do have a little bit of cargo space back here. I think this lifts up. Yeah, you got a little bit of cargo compartments under there. The smell of this vehicle smells a lot like lemon mixed with old folks home, mixed with maybe trying to cover cigarette smell. All I had to do was leave this vehicle in the sun for maybe 20 minutes at the store, and it smelled pretty bad like cigarettes. But it's kind of funny that they told me not to smoke in it, which is fine because I don't smoke. But one thing I did notice, being that I did have the Yukon in for warranty at the GMC dealership, The Acadia that they gave me actually has a very strikingly similar dash to this, especially that little vent over there and this center stack. They look pretty much identical. Maybe there's some collaborations going on over here. Maybe. And I just noticed here, we got a 5-hour energy. That is not mine, but it is unopened. Should I drink it? Should I just crack it open and just down it right now? I don't know. Seems pretty sketchy, but I imagine it was probably in the pocket of the service writer that brought the car around, so I'll give that to him when I go pick up my truck. Well, here we are back in the Cherokee, and so basically I got a phone call from them at the dealership, and they said, we had 2 guys drive it and we didn't hear it. Which is exactly what I thought they would say, 100%. So my immediate feelings that I get when I hear exactly what is just the #1 excuse in the dealership playbook is just say it's not there. Step 2 is usually blame it on you. So step 1 we're at right now. Step 2 I'm waiting for them to blame it on me or something. But the fact is, they just say it's not there. It's very, very much there. They just, I don't really think, put a whole lot of effort into it. Now they want me to either take them for a drive so I can show them. I don't know. It's just very frustrating when you spent like the better part of a day. Like the dealership for me is like 20 some minutes away. So, I mean, I got 45 minutes of driving to take the truck there and to pick it up. And then I got to drive this vehicle all day, which isn't, I mean, I guess I'm just being fussy, but I don't like driving this vehicle at all. If I never saw it again in my whole life, I'd be good with that. But I don't know. I don't want to sit here and complain about it, but the fact is I'm a little frustrated. I'd really like somebody to actually put a little bit of effort in to try to figure out what's going on here. Obviously, it is an issue because other people have had parts replaced because of this issue, and there's endless comments that I've had of other people with the same issue wanting to know what exactly was found on mine so then they can try to figure it out themselves. And a lot of people, and this is very sad, would rather fix it themselves to save themselves the aggravation of having to go to the dealership for a vehicle that they bought brand new. Like, why should you want to have to fix your own vehicle when it's under warranty? That's, yeah, it just goes to show. And I mean, as a technician, I worked at a Chev dealership, and that's the one place I ever worked at a dealership other than the Caterpillar dealership, and I will never work for another dealership again. Like, honestly, it's just not a good place to work as far as everything is just kind of pushed out the door and they don't want to put any time into anything. And that's exactly why they have the excuses that they have, is because they don't get paid a lot for warranty and they don't have all day to go drive it around and try to figure out what's wrong with it. So basically, if they give you an excuse, that's better than them having to waste their entire technician's day trying to figure out what's wrong with it. But at the end of the day, you get to have a vehicle that has a problem that doesn't get resolved, and that frustrates me. And honestly, if my Camaro wasn't on my lift right now, I'd have my truck on my lift and be trying to figure it out myself. But at the same time, I paid for a brand new truck. Why am I not getting service when it comes to warranty? I don't know. It's just a very frustrating thing. And it honestly, and I've thought about this many times, makes me want to buy an old truck that has no warranty, that I don't have to care, and I'll figure everything out on my own, and I don't have to deal with the dealership anymore, because that's the #1 reason why I hate buying new vehicles. All right, so we're back in the truck. We are at the dealership, and yeah, basically they said they can't recreate it, so that's the end of the story there. And if it ever does it, when I'm in the neighborhood, which is half an hour from my house, I can show them if it does it. So basically it's left up to me to figure out whatever's wrong with it, and I'm not entirely impressed. Because as a technician, I would have at least tried something. I would have tried to tighten the body bolts, or I would have done some sort of inspection, anything to tell the customer that we made an effort. And there's another part of the story as well, because when I dropped off the truck, I handed him the keys. I said, hey, I have 2,200 miles on the truck. I kind of like to get the oil changed. Would you guys be able to get it in? He said, oh yeah, no problem. We usually do it around 3,000 or so. So yeah, you're pretty close anyways. And yeah, we can get it done. And I look at the truck when I get it, there's no sticker in the window. I'm like, okay, that's a little odd. And then I look at the invoice and there's no oil change on there. So I call the service department, because I have my daughter in the car, and I was like, okay, so I have to unbuckle her again. I'll go and I'll just call them and I'll say, hey, did you guys do the oil change, and just see what's going on. And then they don't answer their phone. I get the receptionist, it goes to service. There's 2 guys at the desk 5 minutes before. Nobody answers their phone. Okay, so now I pull around back where we are right now. I get out, I get her out, we go inside. I talked to the guy and said, hey, well, there's no oil change on my receipt. Like, did the not get done or what? And he just gives me a blank look and he's like, oh, I don't remember an oil change. Like, we had a whole conversation about it this morning, dude. Like, is amnesia going around here? Like, I'm so frustrated with this dealership. Like, honestly, like, I have a 72 Dart, I've got a Cummins, I've had multiple Rams, and I really do like Dodge and Mopar and all that kind of thing, but it's sad to say I'm kind of done at this point. I think I might keep this truck for a little while, and if this continues, we're going to get something else, and it's not going to be another Chrysler product, because I'm not dealing with this dealership again. It's just been garbage all the way around, and yeah, pretty sick of it. Not trying to be negative or anything like that, but this is my experience that I've had today, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm sure there's a good Dodge dealership or Chrysler dealership out there in the world, but I'm sure they're not around here. So the fact is, I think we're gonna have to make some sort of decision on the next vehicle. And I know just a little clunk in the cab really isn't a big deal, but imagine this was a major problem and I got this kind of service. That's just something I would never have to want to take the risk of happening. And yeah, all in all, very, very dissatisfied. And that's just kind of unfortunately how this day has ended. But I'm here to share it with you guys. Tell me if you guys have had any better experience with your dealerships or anything like that. And hopefully you guys are having better luck with your truck. If you have any little issues, your dealership's able to take care of you. But unfortunately, not the case with me today. And so we're gonna have to take it on the lift and see if we can figure it out ourselves. So all in all, that is basically where we're at, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.